Hey friends, today we're going to be looking at what programs I use to edit. Basically a big editing guide for anybody starting a channel or just looking for some more resources. All the fun things. Let's go. First things first, when I tend to think about editing, I think the biggest concern for me at first was always where do I get footage. So I'll first be showing you the sites that I use, and then you'll be able to kind of see that. And I want to start by giving a disclaimer that the main site I use is something you can't register for now anymore, so it will more be something that you can just observe, but it's kind of where the old Reddit for megalinks went. So this is called forum.snap.it, and like I said, it's essentially what happened to the old Reddit page for megalinks. And if you're new to editing or you didn't use megalinks, it was basically a site where people posted movies or show links for people to download. So yeah, this is just essentially where I get all my links for everything. But I am sorry that I cannot unfortunately invite people. I think that's only an admin ability, unfortunately. But it's a really great site. It's all a bunch of users that post content on here, and I'm very grateful I was able to join it right when it opened, but they must have too many people and nobody can join now. The second site I wanted to show you all is called logolesslife.wixsite.com. I don't really understand the whole concept of logoless. I don't really know what logoless means, where that term came from, but this is a site also made just by some editors or people who enjoy films, and I think I actually originally came across their stuff from Twitter, and then I realized they had a website. So this is also a place where I go to find movies and shows, and actually this was the site that I used for a long time before using the snap.it forum. I believe if you click movies or shows, you actually have to have their site password. So essentially once you have the password, which you can, by the way, you can find their password on their Twitter. So it's usually posted and pinned to the top of their profile for people to see and then access all of this. But their movies and everything, their shows, everything's in alphabetical order. So they have this huge list of things you can download. So this is also where I used to get all of my footage. And another distinction that I feel like we should make, you'll notice some of these files next to their link, they will say 6ch or 2ch. And at first I didn't really know what that meant, so I didn't really pay attention to it and I didn't really care. After being on the forum site that I'm at now and just seeing that info a lot, I've come to understand that this stands for 6 channels or 2 channels. If you're trying to determine what will make it easier on you to edit and you don't want background audio, look for the 6ch files. 6 channels is usually when somebody will spend the time splitting the audio file. It'll have the voices separate from the music, separate from like sound effects and just other background ambience. So 6ch makes it very easy for me to separate music and the actual speaking in a movie. They even say right here the passwords on their Twitter or their Instagram. So Twitter is another place I go to for logoless clips. The requests are closed, so unfortunately you can't request anything, I guess. But if I don't use their stuff, I usually just search for logoless and then go to some of these accounts, try to join if I can, if they require a request to follow, and then submit a request or look through their files. They're usually just posted like this. So yeah, that's something to just look for. You can also search for logoless clips on YouTube, or you can search for scene packs, which is another thing I've done before. I would search for clips that are 4K. I don't usually edit 4K, but if you download a clip in 4K and you pull that into a project file that's only 1080p, you're bound to have better quality footage in that project, even if it gets rendered out to 1080p. Then I usually use an app called 4K Video Downloader. I forget where I got this, but basically anytime, if I just went in here, I don't know, let's just say I copied, okay, let's just say I go to this link I copy the URL and then I paste it in here, just hitting this, and then it will paste it here, and I'll have it downloaded to my downloads. So, but that's how I download clips if I'm playing it from YouTube. As far as audios go, I honestly get most of my audios for editing from YouTube. I just find the link I want to use. Let's see, let's go into my playlist. And I do have a playlist of good songs for edits, or what I have deemed are good. They may be not what you necessarily like. But again, I'll just go to a song and then copy the link. And I usually use this site, ytmp3.cc, and I paste it and then convert, and I'll be able to download that. But if you just do a Google search, YouTube to MP3, you should be able to find some online options here to just paste a link and download it. So that tends to be what I do most often, just go to YouTube. I have been finding some more on Soundcloud, and the 3 users that I've really been going to most often, it's Void Bastard. I go to them a lot. And I also go to, I think it's Amelia's Babe, I think that's her name. Oh, Amelia's Bastard. Okay, it's Void Bastard and Amelia's Bastard. But I go to them, or Wondrous I just discovered, which this is an amazing song. I'm not sure if they have a lot, but that one specifically is fantastic. I just did a Google search for a SoundCloud downloader. Yeah, so soundclouddownloader.org, and then you just paste the link and download it, and it should be fine. You could also screen record using QuickTime and get audio that way. But obviously, if you're just set up normally on a Mac, you're not going to have audio configured to be able to record whatever your computer's playing. It's more like going to come from your Mac speakers. So this is where we get into software specific. I searched Soundflower for Mac. I don't even know how I first heard about this, but Soundflower is basically this kind of thing, and it's free, and it allows you to set up an audio input on your computer to record sound from what you're actually playing, like a movie or show. So in that way, if you get that and you set it up properly, you can record audios if you're hearing them and you don't want to use like a URL downloader. So that's an alternative, and I've done that more so if I want to actually record my screen for the movie clips, but I still want the audio in there. So that's what I've done before. Soundflower is what that's called, and when you set it up, it will usually appear in places as 2CH. I also mentioned 4K video downloader. As far as editing goes, you guys know I use Final Cut Pro. I also use After Effects. However, I haven't used this before, but I believe I have it. I think I used to have it downloaded. I hadn't used it really though, because it always takes time to learn a new program. But Davinci Resolve, some of you may not know this, but Davinci Resolve is a free video editing program. Yeah, you can download Davinci Resolve and edit, and anybody can get this. So, I highly recommend it. If you're afraid of trying to download After Effects or Final Cut Pro the sneaky way, which is what I will say for now. I will say that I got Final Cut Pro and After Effects the sneaky way by looking it up on YouTube and finding a link. But that is all I will say for that. Oh, this is also very important. I use Subler to convert MKV files into MP4. This is what the app looks like. It's great. Okay, so a passing comment before I get into overlays to end this kind of editing guide. If I am going to be downloading a link to a video, I do pay like $4 a month for a VPN, and that just helps me feel a little bit safer when I'm downloading content. So definitely recommend getting one if you are looking to start an editing channel. As far as overlays, I usually go to Google, and this is if I am looking to make my own overlays. I should clarify that. And I'll usually type textures. And honestly, I think most of these come from Tumblr. Sometimes you have to type Tumblr in with the word textures, which I think I will do. And these are always a lot of good aesthetics. So I look here a lot for things I can put together. Like maybe this would be cool with some text. And then we could add a wavy effect to it in Final Cut Pro. Or I can find a way to animate these little drawings. Stuff like that, if I want to make my own. But if I'm trying to find overlays, mostly I just get those off of YouTube. Like I'll search old film burn overlay. And there's a whole selection here that you can look through. So yeah, these are my notes kind of for what I covered today. A big editing guide for anybody who either wants to start a channel or already has one and just maybe needs some more resources. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.